Hi, all. I hope you're all doing great. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think the best way for a school district to practice social distancing protocols? Would it be through hand sanitizer, wearing masks? What do you think a school district should do to practice those skills? During the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of students for Lewis and Clark County students enrolled in homeschool increased by 36% for the 2021 school year. This was said by the Lewis and Clark County School Superintendent Katrina Cheney. The county had 442 K-12 students enrolled in school for homeschool in 2019, but this year, 2021 and 2020, there are 603 enrolled. 479 of these students are in K-8. Just 124 of them are in grades 9 through 12. Cheney stated that Lewis and Clark County usually ranks behind Gallatin and Flathead counties for homeschool, but because of COVID-19 and this year, the school number for homeschool has gone up, and they surpassed both of those counties. However, the Helena School District came up with a hybrid plan to practice social distancing protocols for COVID-19. They have sanitation stations for students and staff to sanitize before they go to their classes. Also, students will be required to wear a mask or face covering at all times in school. The school day will be cut down an hour, so it'll be from 9 to 1:40 rather than 8 to 3. This will reduce the risk of exposure for COVID-19 because students will there be less be there less. But they also came up with this other idea where students will be going to school 2 days a week in person, will be in cohorts. So half the students with the names A through O will be going to school Monday and Tuesday. The other half will be going to school on Thursday and Friday. So this cuts the class in half where there's not as many in person, but it's only 2 days a week to solve the rest of the problem. When the kids aren't at school and the students aren't at school, they'll be online. They'll be following along in the classes like they would in person. The teacher will be recording their classes on Zoom and Microsoft Teams. This way, the whole class is together, but half is in person and the rest is on Zoom to cut down on COVID-19 exposure and social distancing for students and staff. I believe this is a good way to cut down on COVID-19 and social distancing. But it creates a problem for some families. Some families feel like this is a pretty rough schedule for students because it is. It's like not easy for most people work jobs and it's hard to have your student only at school 2 days a week for less of a time. So families are really struggling with that. Also, technology is another issue. For technology, not everybody has it, and they don't. Parents can't take time from work to watch their kids during or students during work time and school time. So they feel like homeschool will be the best option because homeschool allows them to do their students, teach their students at their own pace and let the families practice social distancing their own way so they feel like their families would be more safe. I believe the Helena School District is doing a great job with the COVID-19 uh, exposure and social distancing protocols. They're doing what they can for what they got. Another big problem during this time for the school district is funding. Funding is a problem where schools could use money based on their enrollment levels. But during this year, the enrollment levels are down. So the schools in the district are getting less money from the school board in the city of Helena. So this puts a burden on the whole school district because school district relies on the enrollment levels to get money for the school. And it's really hard for the school to function and do as good as they possibly can. They're doing great for what they got, but it makes it difficult for them. Usually, at a regular school year, a lot of the students are in in-person school because they don't have to worry about COVID-19. But due to the current pandemic, the school district's funding is down. So the school districts and the schools are getting the funding issues in full effect. I believe the Helena School District is doing a great job, and I think this is a good way to practice COVID-19 and social distancing practices. I hope. What do you think the best way to practice this would be?